where to even begin? I just got back from 10 days visiting some family in Amsterdam and actually had a really nice stay. Once I figured out how to get out of the city, I actually really enjoyed the riding there. It's flat, but it's super awesome. I'm not gonna lie, the city has been frustrating the hell out of me. It takes me like 30 minutes to get out, so many stops, it's just epically frustrating. But then when you stumble on a road like this, it's so good. There's just no one, there's no cars, it's tiny, it's awesome. It doesn't get much more Dutch than this. Random cycle path in the middle of nowhere and just windy. So, a lot has changed since the last vlog. When I think I published my last vlog, it was in South Africa, still around the Cape Epic, and after that I flew back to Spain, to Mojaca. Sarah and I spent another month, I think, in Mojaca before we moved to where we are now, which is in Banyoles in Spain, which is, for those who don't know, it's about 25-30 minutes from Girona. The reason for the move was that it was starting to get really hot down in Mojaca there, and also quite busy, but also it was never a place that we wanted to spend the whole summer. We were always going to come north to either France or northern Spain or whatever, and I have a couple friends in the area. Sarah has a few friends as well, and the training's really good, and it's a place that we both really like, so we just decided to find a place around here to stay. When I last vlogged, I was also still riding for the lowest rates team out of Canada. I'd planned to go over to Canada in the middle of May and do some races like the Killington stage race, and then was going to do Grand Prix Saguenay and Tour de Beauce, but that didn't happen either. I had my flight booked to Canada and I was supposed to go, but something better came along. At the end of April, early May kind of timeline, a Continental team got in touch with me and they asked if I'd be interested in joining for the rest of the season. It's a small first-year continental cycling team called Nice Pro Cycling, and they were looking for some riders to join the squad for the remainder of the year. They sent me the calendar, everything looked super rad, so I was like, yeah, let's go for it. It was a good step up for me, and it was something I was really keen to do. But continental teams are always a bit of a risk, because you can often get stuck in limbo land where you can't do a lot of amateur racing, but your team is also not super strong and super well funded, so you can't do a lot of the pro racing either. So sometimes you can get a bit stuck. So it was something I thought about for a while, if it was worth it or not, if it was worth the risk, and when it boiled down to it, it was a risk I wanted to take. It's a step up, it's racing that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's racing that I've been working towards, and so I kind of said, screw it, let's go for it, and that's where I'm at now. I've raced with the team twice since I've joined. I raced for them in Sweden and in Switzerland, but for the last couple of weeks we haven't really had any races. With the national champs and everything going on in the month of June, often things are a little quieter. It's allowed me some good time to train and prepare for when racing really kicks off again in July, with some races in Belgium, the UK, Spain, and yeah, all over. So I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season kicking off. For those of you that don't understand the whole UCI system, Continental team basically means now that you are, I mean, I don't want to say pro team because that's kind of dependent on each team, but it allows you to access a lot of pro races. So you can now step up and do all the big pro races. There's kind of basically the only limit on what you can race is the World Tour races. So there's a lot of 1.2 races, 1.1s, 2.1s, you know, you can even race into the 1.HC, 2.HC level if your team gets invites. It's all pure invite based, it's only pro racing, and so I mean it's a big step up, and the racing it's a lot longer. There's a lot of 180 to 200, 210k races, the level's higher, everything's faster. And the first race I did with the team was in Sweden, and I hadn't raced in like 6, maybe 8, 10 weeks. I hadn't been training again for that long. I'd only been back on the bike I think 6 weeks, so the first race was a bit of a shock to the system, and I wasn't as strong as I would have liked to be. And the same for the second race in Switzerland. I survived, but it wasn't pretty. But the last 3 weeks I've put some really good training in, and I'm really looking forward to launching the second half of this season. So yeah, new place and new team. What's left? No vlogs. Yeah. That's kind of a tricky one. When I got back from South Africa, I just kind of had zero desire to pick up a camera. I would take good old pump cam out riding with me, and just no motivation, just nothing really. I was kind of really struggling to settle back into sort of my life after my time in South Africa. I had such an awesome time being busy, catching up with family, like catching up with mates, doing some great riding, like really reconnecting with home, I guess. And it was kind of hard to come back and slot back into life on this side. And I wasn't super fit, training wasn't going great. I was really tired, and I just wasn't overly motivated, and I just kind of lost my rhythm with that, and it's been something that I've struggled to get back into. I kind of put it to the back because I really needed to focus on training. I wasn't as fit as I needed to be, and I really needed to get on that, and now I feel I'm back to where I need to be. And it's just been something that I haven't really picked up again. So one of the things which is kind of more difficult now is that the bigger races, it's difficult to get content at them. Firstly, they're a lot more sticky with cameras on bikes, so it's going to be difficult for me to kind of get race footage. And also with the more serious races, I also need to be more focused, and I don't have sort of Sarah there with me or someone to film. So the race vlogs are kind of now off the table. So I'm not really sure what I want to do with this anymore. But anyway, I wanted to share an update because quite a few people have been asking me, and you guys spend a fair amount of time investing, well, you've invested a fair amount of time into me with this channel, and it's only fair to kind of let you know that I am actually alive and things are going pretty well, and that I'm kind of getting to where I wanted to be this year, onto a team that does bigger races. And so yeah, things are actually good.